Ay, ay, ay. Alicia, get off my back. Alicia, Alicia.
But in reality, there's really no benefits to a man being a stepfather. There really isn't. There's no benefits to a man coming into your life and playing the father role to another man's child.
I was trying to get this point across to Vanessa, and she really didn't get it right. A lot of women that are, let's say, she's a 9 or a 10, hypothetically, right, and you bring a child into that relationship, you really can't walk around like you're still a 9 or a 10. You really still can't walk around like you're such high value. You really can't walk around like you're the catch, right? You can't walk around like you're the catch when you're bringing children into the relationship. You may have been the catch without the children, but having a child is to no advantage of any man anywhere in the world. And I'm glad I found this video. It popped up on my feed. Had to come to my fake Instagram account so y'all can watch it.
So if this is the case where a man decides to choose you, even though you have a child by a different man, or maybe you even have multiple kids by different men, you should be overly grateful. Instead of having a form of entitlement like, oh, I deserve this and I deserve a man that's going to be a father figure for my child. And let's just say the child's father is still in the picture, right? And this man still chooses you. At the end of the day, if he's with you, he's still going to have to play some type of father figure in the household and also help financially some type of way with that child, right?
And I've said this in a previous video, and I'll probably say this in 100 more videos. Women with children will be like, oh, she has a father, right? Oh, she has a daddy. Her dad's in her life. Okay, cool, right? We get into a relationship, we get engaged, we get married, we're living together. My grocery bill just went up. My electric bill just went up. My water bill just went up. All of my expenses went up because I have a child. Oh, I'm sorry, you have a child. Literally every household expense that you can think of just went up because that child's in the picture. Saving the best for last. Let's say it's a woman and I, we're married, we get into a relationship, whatever the case may be. We can get a loft. We can get a studio. We can get a 1 bedroom, right? And everyone knows loft, studios, 1 bedrooms are obviously cheaper than 3 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms. Okay, she brings a child into the picture. Now I gotta get a 2 bedroom. Now the rent went up. Now the mortgage went up. Now I need more space. When without the child, I could live a minimalist life. I can get that studio, that 1 bedroom. If it's just her and I, we can eat out some days. We can make groceries for 2 instead of making groceries for 3 and 4. Instead of having to make sure that this child has lunch to bring to school every day. Having a child, bringing a child into a relationship is an expense. That's not a privilege. That's not an honor. We shouldn't be grateful. We shouldn't give women pats on the back. Oh, thanks for bringing a child to a relationship. My bills just went up. And a lot of women, this is why I said Vanessa would never get married. A lot of women value themselves higher than they should be. And Vanessa's case is the same time too, because she not only has a child, but she stays with her mother. So you're bringing a child and your mother into the relationship. Vanessa, if you're watching this, do you think that a man's going to marry you so that he can live with possibly his children, your children, and your mother? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. And a lot of women with kids, not just Vanessa specifically, but specifically Vanessa, but not just Vanessa specifically, but specifically Vanessa. But a lot of women with kids have their chin up high, like, man, I'm so beautiful, right? I'm attractive, and they may very well might be, but their value decreases when they bring a child into the relationship. Their value decreases when they bring their parents into the relationship. Their value decreases for the long term. In the short term, it's cool. I love you. I miss you. I care about you. I'm going to be with you for the rest of my life. I see we have a future. It takes time. Let's get to know one another. 9 times out of 10, I'm thinking about this. I just want to lock you down. I want you to be with no one else. But I know that I'm not moving in with your mom. I know I'm not going to move in your family house. I know I don't want your mom staying with me. A lot of women with children overvalue themselves going into relationships.
Right? So instead of being entitled and being like, oh, well, I deserve this. No, you don't deserve anything. You need to have even more gratitude that a man even decided to take you on because you have baggage. And that's just what it is. And you know what's even more wild? I've heard of cases where women have actually married men and the man decides to be, outstanding man, and he goes and adopts her child. And then when they divorce, she'll put that man on child support for a child that wasn't even his. Like,
let's be honest, women are taking advantage of the system, right? And I know that Vanessa isn't necessarily because he has a great relationship with her baby's father, right? A great relationship, right? Too good of a relationship, right? And he's paying the child support that he's paying is half the amount that I've spent on my tennis shoes 3 months ago, right? That's all. The child support he's paying is half the amount of I have tennis shoes that cost more than what he pays in child support a month, right? And directly or indirectly, right? Whether a woman wants to admit it or not, a man is playing a father role. If I'm making groceries for a child, right? If I'm buying fruit snacks, right? If I'm buying fruits and ham and bologna and turkey so they can make sandwiches, so I can make sandwiches, her mother can make sandwiches for her to go to school in the morning. Indirectly, I'm playing that father's role. That's not a friend's role. That's not a boyfriend's role. That's a father's role. Listen, the most heartbreak I've ever had in any relationship was with that psycho, right? And I'm gonna tell you what, right? I'm gonna get down into it. You kind of get your heart broken twice, right? I mean, let's be honest, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. You kind of get your heart broken twice. I'm gonna tell you what. The relationship ended, and you invested so much time, energy, and money into this psychopath narcissist, but also you kind of missed that child, right? Listen, and I've said this in another video, and I want to say this again. There's no man on earth, right? Even that child's father, there's no man on earth, including her father, that has done more for that child than me, right? And people like to say, oh, he gives her time. Okay, she's in elementary school, right? Hypothetically speaking, right? When she's 30 years old, right? Let's say a woman has a child, and the girl's like, oh, the father gives her time. Okay, when that child's 30 years old, is she gonna remember the time her father spent with her when she was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old? Do you remember how much time your father spent with you when you was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old? Hey, man, I remember 28 years ago, 17 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when I was 12 years old, I remember my dad came to see me on the weekend and we went to the park. I remember 30 years ago, my dad took me to McDonald's. I remember 30 years ago, my dad took me swimming. No child remembers how much time their father spent with them when they were a child. No adult remembers how much time their father spent with them when they were a child. So women like to use this, oh, all this child needs is time, that the child spends time with their father. No one's going to remember that. But guess what they do remember? Man, that flight, that trip, those toys. Everyone had a favorite toy. I remember my favorite toy. I remember I had G.I. Joe. I remember I had the Spider-Man toy. I remember that. I remember that. You know what I don't remember? How much time my dad spent with me on Saturday June the 2nd, 1946.
That's not even his biological child. Y'all women are wild and y'all need to stop being entitled. So I know a lot of women don't.
The entitlement of a woman is insane, right? It's insane. A lot of women overvalue themselves to the point to where they're going to get into relationships, but they're not going to get into marriages. That was deep. And we repeat it, spin it back. A lot of women overvalue themselves to where they're going to get into relationships, but they're not going to get into marriages. I have women all the time. Chick messaged me yesterday, and I'm talking about I miss her. I'm thinking about you, right? I'm lying my ass off. I literally lie to women every day. Sometimes it's the same women, right? But I literally lie to women every day, right? I'm trying to see if I can show you something without putting people's business on blast. I literally lie to women every day. Literally, I lie to women every day. I want to be with you. I see a future in you. We got potential. Da 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 da. I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do that to you. I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do that to you. I'm gonna flip you and reverse you. Missy Elliott. I literally lie to women every day. And that is what men do. Listen. If you're entitled, okay, cool, right? I want to do this, right? I want to do this. Am I going to be able to do this if I tell you you're an entitled bitch? Am I going to be able to do this if I tell you you need to correct yourself, you need to go to counseling, you need help, you're crazy? That's not going to work. You're entitled. Of course not. So men by nature should, must, and will lie. Men by nature should, must, and will tell these women what they want and need to hear because we're thinking about this. When I meet a woman, when men meet women, excuse me, men aren't thinking about, man, she's cute. I can't wait to marry her one day. When men meet women, then I think, man, she's cute. The next 50 years together are going to be so great. When men meet women, we're thinking about short term. Talking about it's been one or two women. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna marry you. My ex-wife, for example. Man, I'm gonna marry you. And I did. I told her I was gonna marry her, and I did. Of course. It didn't work out, obviously, but 5 years is still 5 years. But men need to understand. Listen, message to the men. Understand this. Understand your place in a relationship, right? And here's the thing. This is just me. If you have children, right? If a man has a child, he should be more flexible, pause, and willing to be with a woman that has a child. But if a man does not have a child, he's going through a sacrifice, right? You know, I told this story before that I was in the DR, right, with this psycho, right, and I'm in the bed and her phone rings and she picks it up, of course, and it's her baby's father. And I started talking, and I'm like, hey, after she got the phone, she said, oh, you started talking when I was on the phone, da da da. Yeah, because you're disrespectful. Every time, listen, when you're dealing with a woman with a child, every time her baby father calls, that they have nothing else in common. They're not interested in each other anymore. They're not having sex. They're just there for the child. Right? So she says, every time that phone rings and it's her baby's father, who obviously she slept with, who obviously she conceived a child by, who obviously she was in a relationship with, she picks up. Imagine as a man that you're in bed in your boxers, right? You're in bed in your underwear, your boxer briefs. Pause. Matter of fact, you're in bed butt naked. Imagine you as a man, you're in bed butt naked, right? And your partner, your spouse, your girlfriend, right, picks up the phone and it's another dude on the phone. And your job is to don't be insecure. He's just my baby's father. It's nothing serious. We had sex and I held onto a baby for 9 months for him, but it's nothing serious. Have some respect. Don't be selfish. Circle back. Don't be insecure. Imagine you're laying in bed in your underwear, pause, watching Netflix, or maybe you sleep. It's early in the morning, and her baby father calls and she picks up. You're just supposed to sit there and be quiet and listen to them talk on the phone. Ha ha he he. Everything's fine. The daughter's fine. How are you? I'm fine. Ha ha. How's work? Ha ha he he. They're just friends. You say he's just a friend. Imagine for the next 50 to 60 years, your job in a relationship with a woman that has a child is listening to her talk to her baby's father. Imagine for the next 50 to 60 years, your job, I'm going to repeat this again, is to sit around and listen to your partner talk to a man. Imagine, is that the life you want to live? And this is why I feel that women that have children, especially women that have children and are dating, God forbid, men that don't have children, should be more respectable, should be more loving and caring and nurturing and submissive. Because that man's dream is not to, man, I can't wait to have a woman with a child. Wait, I can't wait to get married to a woman with kids. Man, I can't wait to raise a child that's not mine. Man, I can't wait to get a 3-bedroom house instead of a 1-bedroom house. Man, I can't wait until my grocery bill goes up $100, $200. Man, I can't wait to be up all night listening to video games and cartoons and televisions and the child crying and the child making noise and the child needing their diapers changed. I can't wait to not get any sleep because the child won't go to bed. I can't wait to get waking up in the middle of the night because the child's crying. I can't wait to have to get up early, or the girl has to get up, the lady has to get up early to get the child ready for school at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning for the next 18 years. Imagine getting up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning for the next 18 years to get a child ready for school. Or if you're not getting a child ready for school, even if, I mean, you should. You sign up for that commitment. You should help. But the woman's getting up every morning, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, waking you up, obviously, for the next 18 years to get a child ready for school. Think about that. Imagine getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning for the next 18 years, or being woken up for the next 18 years so a child can get ready for school that's not yours. You're losing sleep for a child that's not yours. Imagine it. And women that have children need to watch this video over and over and over and over and over again because a lot of women are entitled. And for the record, there's a lot of women named Vanessa. I'm not talking about you, Vanessa, that stays in Eindhoven, Netherlands. There's a lot of women named Vanessa. This is a made up story, of course. This is a made up story. But back to entitlement. Men, know your truth, right? And to be neutral, like I said, if a man has a child, I believe that he should be with women that have children because they're going through the same stuff. His baby mother's calling him, texting him, checking on the child. Her baby's father's calling her, texting her, checking on the child. They It's a relationship full of 4 to 8 people. You know, him, his baby mother, her baby's father, and the number of children that they have. So I feel like they're going through the same stuff, so they can understand each other. She can understand you're talking to your baby's father. I mean, your baby's mother. You can understand she's talking to her baby's father. I can't understand that as a man with no child. Only man that you need to be talking to on the phone is your boss, your father, your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your granddaddy. My woman can't have no male friends. And like I said in previous video, African Queen, she had a lot of male friends. I cut it off. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't overnight, right? It didn't happen. I didn't start Monday, and she had no male friends on Friday. But she'll tell you over time, cut them out. They had to go out of here because a male friend is just a guy in line waiting for his turn. My ex-wife, she had some male friends. I done had some conversations with some of them. Shoot, cut them off. They had to go. I think she was a little sneaky, right? Let's be honest. We were young. She was young. I wasn't stupid. She might have thought I was stupid. She still held on to him, but African Queen for sure. I done been in the club and almost got into fights, literally, with dudes over African Queen. Literally, she'll tell you. I've argued with so many men over African Queen, like dudes that was just disrespecting me. Like it wasn't even trying to hunt. Like Stevie Wonder could see they were disrespecting me. Right? Stevie Wonder could see they were disrespecting me. I got so she take ask, bro. Like just dudes, just I leave and I come back from the bathroom and they over there with her talking to her. Right? Don't wrong. She got to take some blame. And I school up a little bit. Right? Probably cursed her out a few times, right? She deserved it for sure. But just dudes that see me with African Queen in the VIP section in the club, right? We sitting there for 2-3 hours, right? I go to the bathroom, right, for 5 minutes, right? Come back, they over there talking to her. They walking up to myself. I'm like, yo, you gotta get out of here, boy. Yo, you got. I remember this one dude. I had my hand in his face just like this. I said, man, you gotta go. Literally between this finger and this camera, I said, you gotta go. I done got into a lot of confrontations with dudes over African Queen. It was just disrespect, and on both sides, because she disrespected me too by letting dudes come over there and talk to her. She should have cut that off. My ex-wife would have cut it off. No, don't come over. No. He in the bathroom. No. Like, listen, I need a mean woman. Right? Vanessa was, for the record, I'm not talking about Vanessa in Eindhoven, Netherlands. Right? There's a lot of Vanessas in the world. Vanessa was the nicest one I've ever had. Like, dude, oh, he just, I remember I was on the phone with Vanessa, right? Not talking about the Vanessa Ninehoven, right? It's a different Vanessa. It's a lot of Vanessas out there. Vanessa's not an original name, right? I'm on the phone with this girl named Vanessa, right? And she on the phone talking to this dude talking about, yeah, I seen you in the grocery store. Oh, you live here, you work here, where you from, blah 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 blah. You didn't know she how he hit on the phone. I wish I could have just put my hand through that phone, punched her in the mouth. I'm just joking. Listen, it was a joke. But I don't like no friendly woman, right? Vanessa, there's a lot of Vanessas out there. Not the one in Eindhoven, Netherlands, that works at Intermissment. Oh, there's a lot of friendly women out there, and I don't need no friendly woman. I need my woman to be a little crazy. My ex-wife was probably the craziest one, right? Because she was Dominican. It's in her blood. Like, she came out her mom crazy, but I need my woman crazy. But listen, guys, check this out. Honor yourself, especially if you don't have children. If you have children, and, this isn't for you. Women, humble yourself. No man dreamed of growing up and getting married to a nice, beautiful woman with kids. Protect her at all costs. When your energy rises, life starts aligning. Stay consistent. Blah blah blah. This fact, my mom was a single mother herself, and even advised me not to date a woman with kids in my younger days. I was a stepdad before years ago. I was married before. There was zero benefit to it. Check this out. I had my own biological children. God, good kids, zero problem. There's no benefit in being a stepdad. You're not the zero benefit whatsoever. It's zero, negative zero, negative 1,000. I watched my uncle be stepfather. It's a thankless. Listen. You know what I've never heard a woman say? Thanks, Christy Flying, for being there for my child. Thanks, Christy Flying, for supporting me. Thanks, Christy Flying, for accepting me with my faults. Because having a child and not being married that's a fault. It's not an accomplishment. Like having a child and not being married, you being a single mother is not an accomplishment, right? That's a fault. That's a error. I ain't say it's a mistake, but something to be proud of. There is a thankless. I never got a pat on the back. I never got a thank you. Never got to appreciate it. Never got a hey. I know you don't have kids, but thank you for accepting. You don't get. It's a thankless job. Worst job known to man. I agree. You see this? Everyone, look at the comment. Listen. Look at the comments now. It ain't me. I'm on a fake Instagram account. I was a stepdaddy in 3 different. Damn. I was a stepdad in 3 different relationships, and it was traumatizing. So much dysfunctional women were so ungrateful. I had to go. Only thing I think about sometimes. Listen, and this is a fact right here. This is a fact. Uh, she had a pretty little girl, man, and it was times where I was like, man, that child's mine. Like, that child looks like me, right? And this is why I say it's one of those things where you get heartbroken twice, right? It's really because a girl, like, you know, I don't know, man. It's you miss the child, you know. If it's a boy, whatever, all right, toughen him up, like smack him on the head. You grow up to be a man, like you got a cold. Me and Nancy have a cohort for a child that's a boy, right? But a girl gonna bring out your soft side, right? Your sensitive side, your emotional side, and if she called me today, right, and said, "Hey, my daughter needs something," I'd do it. Like, I mean, I'd curse her out for about 5 minutes, call her a few B words, uh, probably a few more B words, then a few more B words, right? Then 1 or 2 more B words. But if she called me today and said, "Hey, Chris, it's flying, man. I need something for my daughter," I'd send her the money. Seriously, I'd send her the money. Right? I would, right? Uh, and that's the thing, man. You're gonna think about those kids. Like, I might wish her mother got hit by a bus, right? Hypothetically speaking, right? I might wish her mother got hit by a bus, but like, I would always have a place in my heart for real for that child. Like, as I've said, there's a lot of women named Vanessa, right? This is a made up story, right? You don't know who I'm talking about, right? You don't know what's going through my mind. You don't know which. There's a lot of women named Vanessa, right? It's hard to prove who I'm talking about. It's a lot of women named Vanessa with kids. I'm just being honest. She ain't the only woman named Vanessa in the world with kids, right? I'm just being honest. It's kind of hard to prove. Just being honest. But yeah, don't date women with kids if you don't have kids.